16-year-old Abigail Wheeler was banned from her YMCA and kicked off her swim team after voicing concern on biological males identifying as transgender females being allowed in the girls' locker room. Her coach also reportedly accused her of hate speech. Abigail Wheeler, her sister Caitlin Wheeler, and Outkick podcast host Riley Gaines all join me now. Good morning to you all. Abigail, this is a lot for a 16-year-old to go through. So first of all, give us the details here. Tell us what led to you getting kicked off your swim team.
So actually, when I had seen the man in my locker room, I had gone to my head coach, Alex Datura, and talked to him about my concerns, and he told me that the Y had been they had known about this for a while, and that there was nothing they could do by Illinois state law, and that if I was uncomfortable, I could use the family locker rooms, or I could not change at the facility. And then, anyways, so when I voiced my concerns several times to my head coach and the CEO of the Y, I was basically told the same thing over and over. So me and one of my co-teammates, actually, we decided we were going to put informative signs up in the women's locker room to let them know, the members know kind of what was going on. And the next day when we went to practice, my head coach told our girls team that there were hateful messages put up in the women's locker room that were considered hate speech and disrespectful. I then went to my coach and gladly told him that I was, a part of this, and he said that it was probably not the best option for me to swim with the swim team that night, and that the YMCA staff would follow up with my family.
Abigail, what did your sign say that the coach accused them of being hate speech?
What?
What does your sign say that you put up in the locker room?
Mine said 3 quotes. One was safe sport, women's rights, and biological women only.
And that's what the coach said was hate speech?
Yes.
Wow. Well, we did, Springfield YMCA's communications director responded to the situation. He says there have been a variety of false statements around the same issue circulated by the same individuals since the past May. In this version of the story, the statements that the swimmer was removed from the Y and prevented from participating in the swim team is false. She left the swim team and the YMCA on her own. Is that true?
No, it is not.
Very interesting. Okay, so now, Caitlin, you are Abigail's sister, and interestingly enough, you swam with Riley at the University of Kentucky, so there's a whole big tie-in here, and you also have been in the locker room with Leah Thomas. What was that experience like for you, and also just your overall message this morning?
That is correct. I want to say shout out to Riley. Hello. Hi from afar. It's good to be with you. And thank you so much, Carly, for having us and hearing our story. I want to first start off by just saying how proud I am of Abigail for speaking out about this. I try to picture myself at 16 years old sharing a vulnerable story like this, and I just can't imagine myself doing that at that age. And so I just want to give a lot of credit to her for speaking out about this. But a little bit about me, I swam in college. I was teammates with Riley, and I just retired about 3 months ago. And so I was also at the NCAA Division I meet back in 2022, where Thomas was allowed to not only compete, but change in the same locker room as many women and myself were forced to do. Wow. So it's been, infuriating to hear that after going through the experience I went through, now my little sister, who's 16 years old, is having to go through the same thing. And when she stands up for what's right and what she believes is, wrong is happening, she's forced out of her swim team and banned from a YMCA of all places. And so it's infuriating to hear, and just, crazy that we're having this conversation. Like, I just can't even believe that we're sitting here talking about this, and I just can't get over that.
Well, Riley, it is pretty incredible that you've been such an advocate on this topic, and then lo and behold, your former teammate's sister is going through this. You have been through so much over the past few years. Is there any advice that you'd like to share with Abigail this morning?
Abigail, first of all, it is so exciting to see both of you. Wheeler, hi from afar back. This family, they have truly a heart of gold. Abigail, my advice to you is to know that you are in the majority. Even the people enforcing these rules, your coach, Alex, he has a young daughter. He can't truly believe that what happened to you is right and fair and just. And if he does, I think there's a separate conversation that needs to be had, given the fact that he has a daughter. These people, they don't actually believe that. They're willing to throw their moral compass entirely out of the window. And that's what we're seeing, not just in sports. We're seeing that in corporate America. We're seeing that in the media. We're seeing that, it's plaguing this country. Yeah. You are in the majority, and no, really, once you don't have to adhere to anyone, to the rules, the guidelines, any of that, it's liberating. It is liberating to say the truth. It feels like a weight is off your shoulders. And so I just want to echo what Caitlin said. I am so, so proud of you, Abigail, to be only 16 years old and being in the position that you're in, faced with what you were faced with, and standing up for yourself and ultimately standing up for others. You're a megaphone for your teammates, and so I couldn't be more proud of either of the Wheeler sisters.
Well, sometimes it can be very intimidating to stand up for a certain issue, but that is what all three of you are doing. You are unafraid. Abigail, Caitlin, Riley, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. Best of luck.